Hey, good morning, food friends. Hope you're all happy, healthy, hanging in there. Sitting here reading this article about Parmesan cheese and how Italian cheesemakers are embedding microchips into those large wheels of Parmesan, and they're doing this to combat counterfeiting. And you wouldn't think counterfeiting cheese is a thing, but it really is. And what this is called economically motivated food adulteration, or basically food fraud. And it's a huge thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But before we get into this food fraud and all the different areas of it, I want to talk about last week's radioactive shrimp recall really quick. It's still growing. Kroger's pulling all their shrimp off the shelves as well. So before it was Walmart and a few other small retailers, and now this is growing to the Kroger Albertson food chain. So just keep an eye on this. Watch out. Still growing. We're not done with this radioactive shrimp yet. So currently it's estimated that 1% of the world's food supply is fraudulent. And what this means is that substances are either added to a product, such as like olive oil, well, they'll add other oils to it to extend it out. Same with honey and maple syrups, or they will sell an entirely different product, such as with seafood, and we're going to look at that in a little bit. Or they will literally counterfeit the items, such as these cheeses, and this is what we're going to look at as well. We're going to talk about all three of these styles of fraudulent food substitutions. And this is expected to affect up to $40 billion of food. That's with a B, $40 billion worth of food this year. So that's crazy. And that's worldwide. This isn't just the US. This is affecting everywhere around the world. Anywhere anyone can make a buck, they're going to do it. And if they can cheat, lie, steal, do whatever they need to do to make that extra buck, that's what people are doing these days. And this is what we're going to look at. Regionally produced cheeses are the latest victims of this counterfeiting or food fraud. Certain cheeses can only be made in certain regions of certain countries. For example, Manchego can only be made in Spain in certain areas. Same with Greek feta, same with Emmentaler from Switzerland. It's real Swiss cheese, only if it's made in certain areas of Switzerland. And the same goes with Parmesan. If it's not made in certain areas of Italy, it's not a true Parmigiano Reggiano. And counterfeiters are getting really good at counterfeiting these cheeses. It's turned into $1 billion industry, like I said. And if these cheeses aren't made in those areas, then they're fraudulent. It's just like champagne. If it's not made in the Champagne region of France, it's just a sparkling wine. It's not the same. If they're not made where they're supposed to be made, it's fraudulent. So one of the way Italian cheesemakers are combating this counterfeiting is through the use of microchipping, like I said. So what they're doing is they're taking a blockchain encrypted microchip and they're embedding it within the rind of the cheese itself during creation. This chip is then going to contain information such as what farm it was made from, what cheese maker, what farm they got the milk from. And since this is all blockchain encrypted, it's a little bit more difficult to actually counterfeit the chip itself. And basically, they chip this cheese and they're able to track the life of it while it ages from creation to sale. So, like, we're talking 3 to 5 years, this chip is able to stay active. And don't worry, these chips are edible. It's not the government, the deep state coming after everyone trying to chip everyone through Parmesan cheese. I mean, you're only talking one or two chips within a giant 90-pound wheel of Parmesan. It's not enough to chip everyone in the world. It's not deep state stuff. It's literally just to stop this counterfeiting of culturally significant cheeses. So it's not just the cheese industry that's affected. Honey adulteration is a huge industry as well. And according to the Department of Homeland Security and the FDA, 76% of all honey that's on grocery store shelves has actually been adulterated in some way. Usually it has a product added to it. And they do this by adding either corn syrup or sugar syrup to it. And, it's not like they're adding something unhealthy to the honey, but it's not what you pay for. Cane sugar, all that is way cheaper than actual honey. Honey is only going to get more and more expensive every year. I mean, every year we keep having these massive honeybee die-offs where the farmers that travel around the country, the bee farmers that take all their bees to different farms, these bees keep dying off every year. So less and less honey is being produced every year. On top of this, our population keeps growing, so honey is going to get more and more expensive. So companies feel the need or the desire to dilute this, one, to keep costs down, and two, to keep their profits, way higher. Um, if you've ever gone to a farmer's market and you've bought locally produced honey, you know how expensive true, unfiltered, raw, locally produced, not diluted honey can actually be. And that's the reason why most of the honey that's on the shelves on the stores has been diluted or altered in some way. So the next big food product that always seems to pop up every 5 to 10 years is olive oil. You always see these articles where a large grocery producer such as Filippo Berio or Bertolli gets caught diluting extra virgin olive oil. And of course, this is done for profit and also because extra virgin olive oil is a specific pressing of the olives, and you can only do that once. And once you've done that, then it's a different stage of olive oil. So there's not a lot of extra virgin olive oil in the world. So this is sort of like the honey thing, as there's less and less areas for olives to grow and the populations grow more and more, the need for extra virgin olive oil grows, but the ability to produce it lessens. So companies all over the world dilute this. This sort of happens all over. Like I said, it happens not just in the US, but all over. Like even recently, the Italian mafia got caught by the Italian police trying to export thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons of olive oil to the US that was not extra virgin. If you care deeply about your olive oil, you're really going to want to learn about olive oil certifications. There's all kinds of certifications depending on where they come from. There's DPO and DPI, or I mean PGI and DPO, which are European certifications. They're geographical certifications and for the method of production. Plus, there's also NAOOA, which is the North American Association for Olive Oil, and the COOA, which is, or I mean, the COOC, which is the California Olive Oil Commission. And they will certify and rate olive oils as well. So if you really, really care about olive oils, make sure you're getting these certified olive oils. And like, for example, you go to Trader Joe's and you're getting a quart of extra virgin olive oil for $6.99. That's not extra virgin olive oil. There's no way you're getting that for $6.99. It's been diluted by something. The stuff is expensive. It's rare. So when you see it, just be aware. It's not like it's unhealthy. They're not diluting it with things that are bad for you. It's just usually a lesser olive oil or a even cheaper vegetable oil, and it's a way for them to increase profits and extend their olive oil supply. So we've looked at counterfeiting and we've looked at adulteration, but what about when you're sold a completely different product than what you think you're buying? This happens all the time in the seafood industry. About 6, 7, maybe 10 years ago, a test was done by the FDA where they did genetic testing on a bunch of fish randomly around the country in different stores, and they found like 40% of it was mislabeled and completely missold. Not even close to the same type of fish. Recent testing has this down to about 15%, so we're doing better. But this is a massive industry of selling off cheaper fish as more expensive fish. And we see this all the time with things like red snapper. They sell lesser snapper as red snapper, which is a highly desirable fish. They sell mako shark as swordfish, which is another tasty, fish. We love swordfish here in the house, but, could be mako. Unless we're doing genetic testing, we're never really, really sure. The fish sort of cooks the same, it looks the same. It's a tough one to figure out. They also sell sea bass as halibut, which is another expensive cut because it's a rarer fish these days. So this is another area where you should really, really, really only buy, if you're going to buy an expensive cut like halibut or some red snapper, you should be getting it from a place you trust. This is because most likely the store itself or where you're buying it from doesn't even know they're not selling the right thing. So unless you're a professional cook and you're used to cooking fish all the time, you're probably not going to notice this. And the same with the people in the stores that are selling it. Unless they are true specialists, they're really not going to know these subtle changes from moving from a cheaper fish to a more expensive. So just continue to educate yourself, Be aware, you can never know enough about what you're eating. And of course, we've got all the counterfeiting and dilution of things like juices, maple syrups, even baby foods. Basically, any food or food product that can be adulterated or diluted, I sort of believe companies are going to do it these days. Companies really only care about their profits and not about the actual products they're making, or at least that's how it feels recently. They really don't seem to care. And if a company can feign ignorance or try and cheat the system to make some additional money, I sort of feel like they're going to at this point. So just be careful about what you're eating out there. Do your research, educate yourself. Eating healthy isn't always easy, but it's better than eating all that ultra processed food from different fast food chains and microwave foods. So you may have to do a little research, you may have to learn a little bit, but it only benefits you in the long run. I want to thank you all for joining me here today. It means a lot. If you're still here, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. If you see the new hype feature by YouTube, hit that too. They say it's out there. I haven't seen the hype feature, but I guess it's new. So hit that for me too. It'll really help. And let me know your feelings and experiences with all of this. I mean, this is counterfeit food. This is diluted food, adulterated food. Let me know your experiences if you've ever come across this or if you're familiar with it. And I hope you all have a safe and awesome rest of your week. Be well, people. Peace.